Starting in 2025, travelers will be affected by updates to international travel and changes to ID requirements for domestic flights within the US. At the same time, new customer protections are being implemented, and some airlines have revealed exciting updates to their cabins. In today's video, we'll talk about everything from strict dress codes to new rules for punishing rule breakers. We'll cover the bans, crackdowns, and changes you need to know before your next flight. Major airlines are cracking down on passengers going barefoot during flights. Airlines like American and United now have stricter footwear policies, requiring passengers to keep their shoes on. American Airlines rules specifically state that passengers must dress appropriately, including banning bare feet. United Airlines has similar policies and can remove passengers who are not properly dressed. While this ban helps keep passengers comfortable, the main reason is health and safety. Planes only get a quick cleaning between flights, leaving carpets and floors dirty with things like spilled drinks and bodily fluids. Walking barefoot on these surfaces can expose you to foot fungus or infections, especially in bathrooms. Aside from hygiene, bare feet can also be a safety risk. They leave you exposed to injuries from sharp objects, hot surfaces, or spilled liquids, and could slow you down in an emergency evacuation. If you want to remove your shoes, you can still wear socks, but flight crews don't recommend it. Socks offer little protection, and nobody wants to step in unpleasant messes. In the end, you might be denied boarding or face consequences if you try to fly barefoot. Airlines are tightening rules on emotional support animals. The TSA and airlines are cracking down to prevent abuse of the system. Under current TSA guidelines, only service animals trained to assist passengers with disabilities are allowed to fly for free. Emotional support animals, which don't meet the same training standards, are no longer considered service animals under federal law. Policies vary by airline, but major carriers like Delta, American, and United now only allow trained service dogs in the cabin without a fee. Emotional support animals must now travel as pets in airline-approved carriers that fit under the seat, and a pet fee is usually required. A recent incident involving a man bringing his Great Dane as an emotional support animal sparked a lot of debate, with one passenger stating, "Emotional support for one person, emotional distress for hundreds." The days of using emotional support animal designations to bring large or unconventional pets on board are over. Untrained animals have caused mid-flight disruptions, including biting and other problems. These new guidelines aim to find a balance between accommodating passengers and ensuring safety and comfort for everyone on the plane. As Sarah Nelson, president of the Association of Flight Attendants, said, "The days of Noah's Ark in the air are hopefully coming to an end." Airlines are cracking down on early boarders with a new system being implemented at airports to discourage passengers from trying to board their flight too early. If you attempt to board before your group is called, you'll be locked out of boarding and forced to walk to the back of the line. American Airlines is targeting gate lice, a term for passengers who crowd the boarding area in hopes of sneaking onto the flight early by bending the rules. With the new system, if you try to scan your ticket before your group is called, an alarm sounds and alerts everyone at the gate that you've attempted to cheat the system. If that's not enough, the software will block your passage. American Airlines is rolling out this technology at airports across the US, and other major airlines are likely to follow. The goal is to eliminate the chaos caused by impatient passengers crowding the gate area and to make the boarding process smoother and faster for everyone. So, if you're tempted to hover around the gate or board early, think twice. The new technology knows, the airline knows, and now everyone at the gate will know too. There's a new rule for flying domestically in the US. As of May 7th, 2025, you can no longer fly with an expired driver's license. In fact, simply having a valid license won't be enough. It needs to be both valid and Real ID compliant. A Real ID is an enhanced version of your standard driver's license, designed to help authorities combat terrorism and identity fraud. It usually has a star in the upper right corner. If your license doesn't have the star, it's likely not Real ID compliant and you'll need to update it. To get a Real ID, you'll need to make an appointment at your state's DMV and provide documentation like proof of identity, your social security number, and 2 address documents such as a utility bill or rental agreement. If you show up at the airport on or after May 7, 2025 with an expired or non-compliant license and no other valid ID, you may not be allowed to fly, even on domestic flights within your home state. The TSA will continue to accept other forms of ID, like a valid passport, for domestic travel. There's a new rule that puts the focus on what airlines must do rather than what passengers need to do. Thanks to a new rule finalized by the U.S. Department of Transportation, DOT, in 2024, airlines are now required to issue automatic refunds for canceled or significantly delayed flights. This means you no longer have to deal with long forms, waiting, or arguing with customer service to get your money back. Under the new regulation, refunds must be processed to your original payment method within 7 days for credit card payments and within 20 days for cash or check payments. Airlines are also required to refund not just the ticket cost, but any additional fees or services you didn't receive, such as seat upgrades or checked bags that didn't arrive on time. Airlines can no longer delay or try to negotiate their way out of giving you the compensation you're owed. It's a big win for travelers who've had to fight for compensation in the past or were offered things like vouchers instead of real refunds. Airlines are starting to crack down on 3 key things that aren't banned yet, but may be more tightly regulated in the future. The first is single-use plastic, with airlines working to reduce their environmental impact. For example, Southwest Airlines has replaced plastic stir sticks with wooden ones and introduced bamboo cups, cutting over 1.5 million pounds of plastic waste annually. The second is nut products, as airlines are becoming more cautious about severe allergic reactions on board. While nuts aren't banned, airlines like Delta allow passengers to request a nut-free zone in their seating area. Some airlines have also stopped serving peanuts and replaced them with allergy-friendly snacks like pretzels. The third is alcohol, with policies tightening due to disruptive passenger behavior. United Airlines allows passengers to buy up to 2 alcoholic drinks at a time, while Ryanair's CEO has publicly supported limiting passengers to 2 drinks for the entire flight. For now, you can still bring single-use plastics and nuts on most flights, and alcohol is still available, but these things could change in the coming years. Just remember, bringing your own alcohol to drink on a flight is strictly against FAA regulations and could get you into serious trouble. It is never allowed. And that's a wrap on the key airline crackdowns and TSA changes you need to know for 2025. Whether it's new rules about plastic, stricter guidelines for emotional support animals, or automatic refunds for flight delays, the travel landscape is definitely shifting. Be sure to stay updated and plan ahead for a smoother journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.